Good evening, thank you for watching. Quick out of the cinema thoughts for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. Elephant in the room out of the way first. The colourblind, gender blind casting. Is it a problem? Yes. Is it a big of a problem as some people say? No. But it is a distraction. It shouldn't be there. I don't have a issue with colourblind or gender blind casting in certain contexts. It can be done well. I was quite a fan of a adaptation of David Copperfield that came out about 7 years ago, starring Dev Patel and Tilda Swinton. But that doesn't have the same cultural weight as something like Homer's Odyssey or even Lord of the Rings in Britain. Whereas if you're depicting a particular time or a particular place, even if it is mythology and not history, it needs to be treated with respect and reverence. And I think that Christopher Nolan drops the ball here and he inserts his own politics and a snapshot, a particular message for the time that we're currently in. So, yes, the casting choices are glaring and they are political. And it does hurt the movie and it does hurt the verisimilitude of the film, the realism that you're going for. With the colourblind casting in David Copperfield, they're going for a light-hearted, irreverent tone. And so you don't really notice it. But in this movie, you do, because they're going for a deadly, serious tone. So when you're seeing things that look out of place and stick out like a sore thumb, it does hurt the movie. That being said, that's that point over with. Let's get into the actual review. What did I think about the movie? It's alright. It's not brilliant. I like Christopher Nolan as a director. He's not one of my favourite directors. I do think he's overrated. Insomnia, Batman Begins, and Oppenheimer are my top three Nolan movies, in that order. This suffers from the worst excesses of Christopher Nolan, where there's a clinical detachment from the material. And because of that, you don't really feel any emotion to the actors outside of Matt Damon. I would argue that he's a good actor, but he doesn't disappear into the character. None of the actors do in this movie. When you see them on screen, you're thinking that's Anne Hathaway, you're thinking that's Charlize Theron, this is Matt Damon, this is Pattinson. It's that type of film. It's very star-studded on purpose, and they don't fully immerse themselves into the time or the era that they're in. It is shot well, and it is effectively captured. The thing that struck me with this movie the most that I really, really liked is the sound editing and the sound mixing. The sound design is phenomenal. Most of the CGI is well done. There is a Cyclops scene early on, which is very, very well done. There is problems with pacing. At once, it feels too long and too short. That sounds contradictory, but it skims in places where you wish they would have slowed down. And there's other places where it drags and you think, why is this even in the movie? It is an epic in every sense of the word, but I've seen longer movies that felt shorter. This does feel 3 hours long. I would recommend it if you're a fan of the original work. Don't go in expecting great cinema because you may be disappointed. I would give it a 3 out of 5. I would give it a 6 out of 10. It's a mild recommend. This is a missed opportunity. Now, me personally, I'm not Greek. I don't know how offended the Greeks are going to be with this adaptation. All adaptations will bring something different to the table. It is unfortunate that Christopher Nolan decided to inject his own politics into the movie. He's very much a globalist. If you look at the movie, it does feel that way. It doesn't seem to be particularly respectful to the source material, which I've heard in Greek is treated like a semi historical account of what ancient Greece may have been like. So, as I say, you may be disappointed. If this is too harsh, you make me aware. I think I'm being even handed here. As I say, mild recommend. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.